Today in this 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan, we're going to review and install the Curt T connector vehicle wiring harness, part number C56403.
This is what a wire harness looks like when it's installed in your vehicle. As you can see, the way it's designed is intended to reside inside the vehicle until you need it to pull it out. Also, it has a cap on here to help protect the forepole when you're not using it. And this is almost a necessity to pull a trailer with. Yeah, obviously you're going to need your lights, but you can't just tap into the wire harness. What will happen is you overload the wire harness on the vehicle and it could potentially damage your vehicle. So our T connector here, with it properly plugged in and installed, will protect your vehicle from a trailer if it ever has a short or some other electrical problem with it.
As a part of our install, we need to get inside the vehicle and remove and loosen some panels up. And we need to remove all our floor coverings. This threshold cover here needs to be removed as well. So I'm going to take a trim panel tool, peel back the seal a little bit, and feel for the fasteners on the inside and just pop them up. Eventually I'll pop it off and it'll come right off. This foam tray here needs to be moved up and out of the way. Okay, to remove this fastener inside here, you need a 3mm hex key or a bit. Then the whole assembly comes out and this frees up the panel right here. That was our passenger side. One more time over on driver's side. To loosen our panel, there's a few snap fasteners down through here and also one at the bottom. Also behind this lever is a screw. You need a T27 Torx bit and a small ratchet to get back here because you don't get that much room with the lever in place. Or if you can find a longer version of this bit, that'll work too. Loosening this bolt will give you a little bit more room, not much, but hopefully just enough to give you enough working room. We'll loosen up our fasteners, working from the bottom, going towards the top. And also there's a small panel underneath here we have to remove. You need a flat blade screwdriver and catch the edge of it, pop it up in here, then pull it down. There it goes. The electrical connection we need to get to is right here. There's a small little red tab. You need to back that out with the screwdriver. And then just in front of that, there's another small tab we push up and try to draw it back out. Let's get our wire harness and we'll take a look at it. There'll be two T connections, one for yellow wire and one for green wire. The green wire is always going to go to the passenger side, yellow will go to the driver's side. So we'll take our T connector with the green wire and we'll route it behind the panel here and sneak it to the inside to make a connection here. We'll snap the two matching ends together till they click. Once they click together, push the red tab back in. This half will go back into the taillight. Once the T connector is installed, I'll take my green wire, make sure it doesn't interfere with any of the snap fittings, and we can push your panel back into place. Just make sure our wire is free. We're going to take our T connector with the yellow wire, do it one more time over on the driver's side. We'll take a moment to attach our module here. I'm going to take the adhesive foam, put it on the back here, and then put the other half back. And I'm going to install it in this little pocket right here. Now this holds good, great. If not, I like to run a small screw through the fitting up at the top here to make sure it doesn't ever come back off and rattle around. Now I'm using a screw that doesn't come with the kit to help hold this in place. Working with the white wire at the ring terminal, it's going to be for ground. I like to make sure that it goes through 2 layers of metal if possible. Now this little screw comes with the kit and I'm using a 1/4" nut driver. Our last wire we have to run will be our black wire here. This will be connected up to our larger black wire, which in turn will be connected to the battery. Make sure the connection's good. We'll go ahead and continue running this wire up to the battery, and I'll show you how I did that next. Now there's not a readily available grommet to use, so I just drilled a hole right here and installed a new grommet for my wires. And it is oversized. However, this is a good one. You can fill the rest up with silicone if you want, but if you want to run the wires outside, you can cut the wires for the 4-pole flat and then run the wires back through here, then sealed up, and then reconnect your wires that way. And that way you have a nice one opening for all your wires to come out the vehicle. Here's our wire out the trunk pan. I ran to this loom clamp right here. And then I ran it through the exhaust hanger here, up and over the rear suspension, where I zip tied it where I could to make sure it stays away from the moving parts. A little tab here, I zip tied to that. Routed along the cable here, and then came out underneath this panel. So I just basically am gonna let it sit here, let the panel do all the work, and hold the wire up for me. And these are little fasteners in here. Use a 10mm socket to take these out. And you can take the whole panel loose and work with the wire. On the other side of the panel, came out about right here, and ran my wire up, staying as far as I can from the exhaust. I'll tuck it behind a heat shield. And then I use a pull wire to run my wire up towards the battery area. Brought my wire up here, attached to this bracket, and just zip tied it to help hold the wire up. Left a little loose for maintenance in the future. And what I did, instead of running straight to the battery, the ring terminal didn't really work that great with this small of a fastener. So I actually bypassed that. This goes directly to the fuse panel right here, which I pulled the bolt out and put the ring terminal underneath here. And also, since this wire is kind of thick, you're going to have to loop it a little bit and make a cutout for the wire right here for it to come out, and then you can reinstall your lid. Once we have all our electrical connections made, we can install the 15-amp fuse and put it into place. At this point, with all the connections made, we can put our interior back together, and we'll test our 4-pole wire harness. I'm using a light tester. Brown light will check for a running light circuit. Yellow will check for a left turn signal. Green will be your right turn signal. For a brake signal, we'll check for a constant signal on our yellow and green wires. Okay, looks like everything is working. And that'll finish it for the Curt T-connector vehicle wiring harness, part number C56403 on this 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan.